But you can see here there's pitting, particularly right at this junction here, which is where most of the load will be on the rudder stock, because this is supported by a bearing and this is unsupported. So that's where the load is, so it's quite critical.
Time to rest.
It's currently Thursday morning, it's our third day on the hard, and Boatyard Blues is kicking in. But you might recall from earlier in this episode that we need to replace the rudder stock, and I came down early this morning, 6:30, down to see the engineer, and he had this look on his face. He said, "Oh, our mate stuffed up when he was giving us the details of the replacement stainless stock." And I was like, "Oh yeah?" And he said he forgot to add the two wall dimensions together, so what he was actually quoting us was 6mm, not 12mm. And the engineer's been really helpful bringing around different suppliers of stainless. The information I've got is that it'll be a 4 to 5 day wait time for them to even cut the stainless. So because we've got accommodation and there's obvious daily costs, it's not great. In the meantime, the rest of the work has to get going, so just going to we're going to raise the waterline a little bit on the hull with the antifoul so that it's easier to maintain. So there's a little download.
I am actually helping. My job is to clean all the algae off the waterline and under the boat so that we're ready to antifoul. So yes, I am helping. My job will also be to take both anodes off. It's been a couple of years since we've replaced that before we left New Zealand, and then the one on top shaft. So that's going to be my job. But for now, I'm just going to clean off the algae.
It's been a big day, driving down to Brisbane and done a leg to Brisbane picking up the pieces, but we got them. So we'll be able to drop them off to the fitter on Monday morning for him to get on to turning up the rudder stock and putting all the rudder together. So it's pretty good.
We're back on the boat. The last couple of days we spent driving down to Brisbane to get our new rudder stock. It's a long way, and yeah, we're a bit tired yesterday when we got back. I organised all these things, but
The wheels came off the schedule.
wheel came off. We're meant to go back in the water on Tuesday, but the rudder's delaying all of that now, which is fine. We're paying to be on the hard stand and we're stuck at the moment.
Yep.
But it is what it is. So we're going to do something for our mental health, something productive.
Yeah, we're going to sort out this big pile of squabs and put covers on that we've cleaned. We've put them through the washing machine. So
Yeah, so we're going to get on with that,
Yeah,
and clean up the boat.
that way we'll be able to actually move around inside the boat. So
Bit of mental health.
Yeah.
All right.
Complete something. So
Complete something.
I want to make sure that we've got a connection, an electrical connection between the anode that's on the side of the keel and our new rudder stock, which is stainless steel. So we've got a zinc anode that bolts onto the side of the keel, and there's this point here in the bilge which I think has what was the original earthing wire, possibly from a time when the boat had bronze skin fittings. And essentially what we want is the rudder, the stainless steel rudder stock, to be connected directly to a zinc anode, so that the zinc anode corrodes before the stainless steel rudder stock does. So while we're out of the water, there's an opportunity to do a continuity test to see whether the connection point on the keel, where that zinc screws in or bolts on, is connected electrically to this point in the bilge. If it is, then we can use this point in the bilge, connect a copper cable back to the rudder stock, and therefore the stainless rudder stock will be connected to zinc, which, because stainless is more noble than zinc, the zinc will corrode before the stock does, and therefore the stock will be directly protected by its own zinc. So I'm just going to do the continuity test now. What I've done is I've run this, it's just a dual electrical cable down out the hatch, down the side of the boat to the keel, and I've attached it to the anchor point where the zinc bolts into the keel, and I'm going to use my multimeter on this setting, which is the one that looks like a little horseshoe, that's the continuity test, and OL means open loop, which means there is no continuity. So I've got one side of the multimeter down onto the hull and the bilge there. It doesn't matter which way around, doesn't matter the polarity. And then I'm going to use this other one to connect into, if I can do this while filming. I'm going to connect into the negative wire, the probe, and see the effect of that. The effect of touching the black wire is it jumps from open loop to a closed loop, so it's indicating that there is continuity and a connection. Following on from yesterday, the old continuity test figured out that anodes is relevant, and then there's actually a number of things on the boat that are connected, like the strut, which holds the drive shaft, keel bolts, etc. But the one thing that seems to be missing is a connection to the rudder stock. So to do that, we need some tinned copper wire and take it from the central bonding point down where I showed you in the bilge and run it back probably to an attachment point on the quadrant, because the quadrant's literally connected to the rudder stock. So I just need to find a convenient place to have something like a ring connector on the rudder stock, so that the anode is protecting the stainless steel rudder shaft. Make sense? So we're going to town now to look for tinned copper wire of a suitable nature. And of course, given that the connection that we're now looking to put in wasn't present, it's not good. It wasn't good for our aluminium rudder stock. And we learned a lot on the boat, but we're just learning this stuff now, so haven't really been over it, unfortunately. But now we are, so we're learning things the genuine way. Just before we left Noumea last season, we realised one of our water tanks had a slow leak. There was water seeping out from the cabinetry on one side. We've got two 200 litre tanks for fresh water. So we actually just went on the passage anyway and isolated the leaking one, and then partway through the trip, because we were having to sponge out the bilge because of the leaking water, we actually just severed the line for the leaking tank, drained it into the bilge at sea. So ever since then the tank's been empty, and now's time to check out what's the cause of the leak. Hopefully it's the pipe, because it looks like a very original piping. It's the one piece of plumbing that we didn't change because we couldn't access what I'm about to cut open now. So it's one of these things on a boat. Sometimes things are installed in a way that they're not actually serviceable, or there's no access other than cutting through things like cabinetry. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of cutting. I've got the renovator, just marked out some lines to try and make it a nice neat cut. I'll just go easy and see how this goes. Hopefully I can expose where the water pipe attaches to the tank, and hopefully there'll be a sign that that's where the leak is. So I won't talk about the other alternative because we don't want to go there right now. So I managed to access the end of the hose. There's no obvious sign of a leak, which is annoying, but the hose clamp wasn't really super tight, so all I can really do is replace this and hope that fixes it. It needs replacing anyway, so it's not such a big deal. but I'll have to think about it. Maybe I could bung the tank and put some water in it and see if it is leaking now that we can see in. It might also be something to do.
While we were working hard, so were the tradespeople, and slowly our new rudder stock and rudder were starting to come together. Alright, so good progress today. The rudder is back in the boat and it's looking really good. If you want to see what a lot of money looks like, not that,
Not me.
that. Yeah, it is looking super good. Yeah, so happy?
It is so good to have that rudder back in the boat. It is so good. It's
Yeah,
been a stressful few days.
yeah. With the rudder now back in Taiko, all we had to do was finish our antifouling, replace the anodes, and we were ready to go. How far can you get it?
I can go the whole way.
Okay, challenge.
There's a joiner. Joiner coming.
Oh! Okay, you gonna try now?
Yeah, we're off again. Oh, that's where the strops lifted it.
Adam,
It's all beyond my control.
you know, what an anticlimax.
Ah,
Twice now.
okay. One more. You're away.
Oh, it's looking promising.
Oh no, there's another strop that's coming up.
Have you got this?
No, there's a gap in it.
Oh, wow. That's that then.
So it's finally splash day and the rudder's all in. Got that all finished yesterday. Steering's good. Took the rudder stop apart and freed it up because there's a bit of corrosion on it. But anyway, it's been a pretty full-on couple of weeks. Quite stressful, very expensive. It's pretty taken us to our limit really. The work that's been done has been done very well and it's crucial work. So it's great that we now know every aspect of our rudder system. And we know it's all new, we know it's oversized. Both the engineer and the boat builder regard it to be overkill in terms of the wall thickness of the stock and the number of tangs and the construction of the rudder. But we'll go with that, it's what we like. So, and it's in keeping with the Chico. They're very strong, capable vessels. So we've done a justice with the level of repairs. One thing when I do work on the boat, I try not to modify things for the worse. You know, it was said perhaps there were too many tangs going in, and those are the bits of steel that come off the stock to stop the stock rotating in the rudder, and I don't think so. I think we just went with the original design. So there's 4 tangs and it is strong. So the travel lift's just dropping off the boat for us. They're going to come over, hang us. We're going to patch up the antifoul on the bits we couldn't reach while we're on the chocks. Be good to get it into the water.
I'm pulling up the truck down at the dock. It's time to do some cruising, baby. Get a little stuck. It's a Saturday joyride. Percy Beach is the spot.
time to get these back on. It's been 7 months.
And then the depth started dropping 2.4, 2.2.
Oh, he's got something in his sights. There we go, they're hunting. There they go.